Halo semua, hi friends, and first of all, Happy New Year in 2026. Now I'm back. Hopefully, I could fulfill my regular schedule again. So, I bring you this VisualStudio.net and in its ecosystem news and updates. As promised from the last episode, that I'm going to bring you the details on what's new in Visual Studio 2026. And this is actually episode 7, but I will not try to make it a whole one big episode, because if you are going to describe just what's new in Visual Studio 2026, I'm afraid it is not enough in one episode. So I have to split it. There will be another episode to focusing on discussing .NET 10, which is also part of this Visual Studio 2026, but I'm going to focus on what you see when you are using Visual Studio 2026 directly. So this is episode 7 of what's new in Visual Studio 2026. Part 1 is the first look, the one that you see directly if you install. Before I start, I have to say that I apologize that my schedule has not been regularly updated. Actually, I have no excuse, but yeah. So I'm I was busy reorganizing my hard drive, because all of this content has to be put as a backup, and I have started to back up some of the contents to my OneDrive, but it is not fully backup yet, because you are not just seeing this, but also my course of Belajar.net is also had to be backup, and I have to carefully select what is the what are the contents to be backed up, because I could not just back up the whole Camtasia. I'm not being sponsored by Camtasia, but I'm using Camtasia to ensure that I could record this and grab my screencast. But other than that, I have been busy doing my job. I have a new job, as I have discussed on the latest about me. And there will be another updates after this. But right now, I'm back to present you not just this Visual Studio .NET news and update, but also we are going to be more regularly, again, starting to get more regular updates on the Belajar.net. And this is the first news and updates, and you will see that I will have another content series later after I finish the last 2 or 3 episodes of the Belajar.net, because I'm going not just focusing on the .NET 10, but also I will try to focus on starting to give you examples of what's the hype of the coding assistance if you are using AI, which is something that not part of this video, of course, but I will give you some quick demo after this, maybe in part 2, because right now it's just focusing on the first look, and we are going to try to have a quick compare against the old version of Visual Studio, which is the previous one before 2026 is 2022. So this is 2026. I actually I have updated my 2026 more than once, and the theme now, you will have at least monthly updates of Visual Studio. There can be more than once for each month, or just one. So let me show you the installation of this one. Okay, we have this Visual Studio installer. Previously, I have a Visual Studio Insiders and then Enterprise, and then now I have a SQL Server Management Studio. So, like I have discussed in the previous episode, This SQL Server Management Studio is also using Visual Studio 2026, starting from the version 22. So SQL Server Management Studio version 22 is using Visual Studio 2026. But if you launch it, you will not see it. This is a start screen or the splash screen of SQL Server 2000, not 2000, version 22. This SQL Server version 22 is also, of course, compatible with SQL Server 2016, 2019, 2000, I think 2022, and now I think it's 2025. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is compatible with at least 2016, 2022, and 2025. Just to look at the about, you'll see that the about, what is it? Okay, it takes some time to show it. The about, oh, it's only showing this one. Okay, it doesn't show the Visual Studio shell that is used, but this is 2026. And nice thing is now you have Copilot, because I believe the previous version doesn't have the Copilot. Now you have it. Okay, I'll close this for now. And if you launch it at the first time, you'll see this splash screen, and of course the list of the available solution or project open. You see that it says this is December 2025 or 2025 feature update. Let's go back to the installer. It says here December 2025 feature update. So originally it was released in November, this initial release of 2026. We have a monthly updates. So November is 18.0. Any subsequent release in that month will be 18.0.1, 18.0.2, or whatever Microsoft has. Now we have December 2025. We have 18.1.0 and also 18.1.1, meaning that this is the patch of that December 2025 feature update. And since I'm not having the initial release of Visual Studio 2026, this is already updated. My what's new page is looking like this one. So this is the news noteworthy of December release. We have support for MCP authentication, MCP server, MCP elicitation and sampling, and server management, and then we have a WinForms export agent. All of these are the feature that you get if you update your Visual Studio 2026 installation in December. So then, we are now in January, right? So if you will have another update on January, and the what's new will not show the same again like I have right now. Now let's go to the okay, this is my planned PR for the runtime. Maybe you feel that it is not related, but bear with me. I'll show you and make that as a sample, but in the later videos. So let's go to the release notes. I already opened it, but if you want to know how to open it, just go to the Visual Studio installer like this and go or click to the release notes. You'll see that 18.1.1, the same that I already opened. So let's close this. We are going to start the initial release, which is November update 18.0.0. This is what I have mentioned before. So this is the original what's new. Yeah, so you have many goodies of what's new. These are the notable ones. I think more you will see more than this because you have .NET, you have C++, you have and other things like support for Linux development native and also support for Azure and many things. But these are the general overview. So we have what's new in IDE. Like, did you mean like keeping track? The Control Shift P, and you'll see that the search is getting more and more intelligent, and it doesn't have to be the correct one. Like, let's say if you mistype or typo for I've set thing without S, you'll try to show it. But I think this is quite good, but not quite intriguing to me. The next thing that I very like is fact that the code coverage is now available in Visual Studio Community and Professional editions, meaning that previously this is only available on the enterprise, like it says here. Let's say if you are starting to learn or you have already familiar with the Visual Studio Community, then you will have code coverage is available in the Visual Studio Community, which is now, this is a nice addition. This is a nice statement, nice news. I think it's very nice, good news that now you have code coverage for community, which is the free edition of Visual Studio. And you see here, I'm not going to demo this, but just to show you that this is important because now you have this code coverage feature in Visual Studio Community, which is not just seeing nice features being ported to the lower edition, but also you can now have code coverage available directly within your community edition. You don't have to worry about, okay, I could not use this because it's only available on the more expensive edition. I'm using the enterprise, but don't worry, you'll have this on your community. So again, if you want me to demo the community, I think I have to reorganize my hard drive again, so I could prepare a VM for that because I will not try to jeopardize the installation of my Visual Studio Enterprise right now. I think it's good to have an isolation within the instances. I can install more than one Visual Studio release, but having different things like I have community, I have enterprise. To me, it's a little bit risky because then I have to ensure that all of those are correctly aligned within the same release. For example, 2026 and of the community and professional or enterprise has to be aligned, which is something that it's hard for me to manage actually. So I keep it that way, and then new look and feel, of course. So you have a tinted themes. Actually, this is more aligned to a Fluent UI design compared to what we have in 2022. Again, it is now only shows that this is the what's new in starting from 17.14 release, the October 2025 update. And you are not seeing the full what's new anymore. But my point is about the look and feel is totally different. You see that this is the current theme of 2022 and this is the 2026. So you'll see that it is slightly different. The promise that comes from Microsoft is the extension that you have installed on 2022 will run seamlessly on 2026. There is a caveat which is I'm going to show you in later videos, but right now The interface is still the same, fortunately. So we have this extension manager like this in 2026, and we have the extension manager in the 2022. They are still the same, but um, the upgrade assistant, if you click here, it says that starting from Visual Studio 17.14.17, you don't have to, or you are no longer need to install this extension. So some extensions are somehow being obsoleted. I know it is not mentioned explicitly, but yeah. So this is the first look. Why I mentioned about this upgrade assistant, because this is very useful in Visual Studio 2022. I've used this for a while, and I'm a little bit surprised that they suggested that built into Visual Studio, meaning that we use the GitHub Copilot like the one that I have here. And this is free, of course. They have free subscription, but also they have a paid subscription. And I have to I have to inform you that the free edition is somehow a little bit limited in a sense that the consumption is quickly reach the limit, and I think you could start to assess on your own. And there will be another video about this, focusing on the GitHub Copilot. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to discuss with you is how the okay, let me see, we have here. So I'm going to flash this. We have new look and feel. We have the modern settings experience. If you want to see this, let me open any kinds of .NET solution. Okay, so just open recent solution, the one that I usually open. Okay, this is a web academic app.sln. It takes some time. Now you have it. And let's go to the settings of this solution. But before that, let me open the properties. Oh, sorry. For the solution is like this, and for the project, yeah, looks like this one. Oh, I have to wait for IntelliSense. Okay, while we are waiting for this one, I can also open the same one. So let me copy full path here, and I'm going to open. You'll see that the solution loads is faster. I have to remove the SLN and open this one. But to prevent any kinds of unnecessary conflict, I think I should wait this for a while. Oh my. Okay, now we see the settings. Application global usings. Well, these are the normal settings part of the .NET project, and we are going to open this one here. Preparing solution. You see, it is faster. It is very fast. It is faster. So let's go to the properties of this project. Yeah, you'll see almost the same, right? But let's go back to the what's new. It says that motor design. And oh, I think I missed something. Okay, these are the settings of Visual Studio, not the project, but the intention is the same. So should be looking like this modern. Okay, let so okay options. Yeah, now you have all settings like this one. If you do this on 2022, the option is showing like this normal environment settings or options that you have even from the 2010 release. This was 2010, so you have this. Now it is baked into somehow its own YAML and YAML, yeah, YAML space workspace. So it's almost like the setting for the project. So now we are going to use this. There is a there are some settings that needs additional window. You know, you can still escape to the old one, but yeah, I know this should be put into the this one, the modernized version. Now you have it. You see that the solution is loading faster. I know that the solution is not complex enough for any kinds of complex solutions such as the runtime. You will see the difference very quickly. It's very fast. It is faster. And next thing is M365 Agent Toolkit, something that I could not demo it because honestly I don't know how to leverage this. And then the setup assistant. Setup assistant gets building faster by upgrading Visual Studio, it fast missing toolset and blah blah blah. And I think okay. Founder and developers project use pin global JSON matching SDK. Yeah. Let's go back to the 2026. You see, we have setup assistant. It suggests us to install the .NET SDK 9.0.308. Download and install Visual Studio 9.0.308. If I go back to my command prompt here, any command prompt will do actually. So let's look at the .NET. My typo. I already have the 9.0.308. Why is it just to find that? It seems this is strange. Some projects are missing component review and so. I already have it. So this can be a bug, okay? But this proof that the setup assistant is looking like this. But yeah, this may be a bug. I already have it installed. You see that I have 9.0.308. Oh boy. So let me see. I'm going to go to this folder, see whether I have the global JSON. Okay, I have the global JSON. It says I use roll forward, and the version that is stamped on the global JSON is at least, meaning that if I use latest minor at least version 9.0.301. If there is a 9.1, I will have it, but right now it's usually you don't have the minor version on each of the SDK updates. Okay, that is the IDE and also the look and feel. The IDE, okay. So IDE is done. Setup assistant is done. The other thing is adaptive paste. It's more like when you do the copy and pasting the code action, enhance editor controls, which is something that I will deal with on later videos, of course. The next thing that should be more like a noteworthy is the Git tooling, inline pull request command. Your pull request command is appearing on this one. Okay, but in order to do this, I'm going to enable some support or some features for the Visual Studio 2026. Markdown rendering, which is nice. And yeah, also this one, better code reviews. User, okay, you have icons that says, okay, these are user requested features. Nice. They are not just listening, but also paying attention, right? You have Podman support and container tool. So Podman is Docker compatible. It is very lightweight. Yeah, honestly, I also have used Podman, but it is somehow a little bit um, verbose, and also you learn. You have to have the fact that it requires a bit more learning curve than the Docker, because you have Docker desktop, right? As I have mentioned in the other videos of Belajar.net, like this one, you have Docker. I use the Docker free version because I'm developing on my own local laptop, so yeah, I should not be worrying about any kinds of license. But if you are working on a company, especially that company has very large revenue, I think it's more like a $100,000 or $200,000. I forgot. And you are doing for the commercialization of the apps as part of the deployment. You use the container for that kind of commercial apps. Then you need to subscribe for Docker account, especially the enterprise account. So yeah, I know I'm not endorsed by Docker. So the other thing is more like the code. And let's try to discuss what's new on the 18.01. Is more like bug fixes. 18.02, there are no new features. Then we are here in December update of 18.1.0. So you have GitHub Copilot agent, Cloud Agent, something that I don't know how to use it, but I'll try. Now you have also WinFront Export Agent. So if you look back at the what's new, okay, this what's new, you are only seeing this. There should be a debugging, but the update summary doesn't display the debugging. I don't know, maybe it's just my guess. Doesn't have the any UI to be shown, but it is shown here. So this should be also included as part of the what's new. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it should be included. And there is a integration of the debugging within the Copilot chat, which is very nice. Honestly, I haven't tried this one about the troubleshoot breakpoint and binding. Or sorry, breakpoint not binding. Yes, now you have it. And this is the first look. I know I'm using enterprise, but the look when you see this, these are not specific to enterprise edition. These are available in the community. So let me know in the comment if you want me to show is this also available in the community. I will start to reorganize my hard drive again and try to free some space, and then I'll get back to you to let you know that okay, now you have a Visual Studio Community Edition inside a virtual machine. I'll try to use maybe Windows 11, but the simplest one, Home, because I'm not going to use the professional for this kind of only displaying the Visual Studio Community. It will take a lot of space if I install the larger edition one, such as Professional or even Enterprise. Now you have it. This is the Visual Studio. Um, One more thing, if you look at the look and feel, it is, yeah, I think it's more modern because the edge is not sharp anymore. You see here. So okay, hang on. Yeah, the look, the edges are not sharp anymore. There's also one nice thing to show you. Okay, I forgot. Uh, wait. Okay, you have here MCP registries. Let's check on the extension. Oh, you already have it. So let's look at this. MCP Server Manager. I think there's a difference. I don't remember, but to me now it seems looks the same. Okay, yeah. So these are the first look, and maybe you tell me that okay, it doesn't have any kinds of notable difference and many things, just a nice UI thing. It is. Solution looks faster to load, especially if you have a complex solution like you have if you open the runtime repo, for example. And there are other things like the one that mentioned here, but I'm not going to discuss all of them, of course, especially the new features that I don't know how to use it. Okay, so now you have the latest, greatest 2026. I have the December update of 2025. Yeah, the year looks somehow ambiguous. It is released in 2025, but they say, okay, this is 2026. And actually, the exact version is version 18, like we have here. So, 2026 is actually version 18. I will discuss on later videos nice things about developing .NET 10 on 2026. Stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Always follow my videos. And the next video about the what's the latest and greatest in .NET 10 using or on top of the Visual Studio 2026. It is available tomorrow. So because this is a nice split of episode 7. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be nice. And of course, let me know if you really want me to show to Visual Studio 2026 Community Edition. I will also put a poll if I have some time in the community news of YouTube. I'll see you tomorrow for the next installation of this Visual Studio. What's new? We are now have 7A, episode 7A. The 7B will focus on demoing the .NET. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please let me know. Give it comments, give it feedback. I'll see you next video, and don't forget the Belajar.net is going to continue next week. Bye bye.